Now as we know how to make curves, so let's see how to make an object from any curve. Okay, because as we know, we polygonal modeling can make any sort of an object, okay, by reshaping it. But how these nerve surfaces or nerve curves do the job. So what I will do is that I will simply select the basically the CV curve over here, and I will take my snapped grid here. Okay, the reason I have taken the snap grid, so it will snap on the grids here. So I will start from here, and I will make an object here, and you can see what kind of shape is that. I'll click one here, one here, 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 and here, and I will press enter. Now if you will notice, at this stage it does not look anything like a model. Okay, let's go to the perspective view. If I will apply a modifier to this curve, so then I can get any kind of a object. So there are different kind of modifiers. One of the modifier is called revolve. What it do is that it takes any curve and revolves that curve around it. So in short, what is happening is that, for example, I have this, so it will be revolved like this, all the sides, okay, small pieces of it, like it will be stacked. So in the end, it will look like an object. So let's see how a revolve works. Simply, to apply any modifier, you have to go to the surfaces option. In the surfaces option, you will see all different kind of modifiers here. The one that we are looking for is the revolve. You can go in the settings. In the settings, we have what axis we want to revolve. I want to revolve it on the y-axis, so that's why I will keep it on the y-axis. So it will revolve around this y-axis, and the pivot point should be here, the object pivot point. Okay, I don't want to use any preset. Linear, just like I told you before, linear will make it look like a little bit low polygon, so I don't want linear, I want it to be like cubic. And sweeps, I don't want to change it right now, maybe later if I want. Rest of the other things I can use, I will keep it as it is. I can convert this into polygon as well, but I don't want it. I want to keep it as nerve. So once I'm done, I can just simply press apply or revolve. So I will press apply and I will close it. So now you can see as it's been revolved around, it took a shape of a bowl. Okay. Now once it took the shape of a bowl, you can see that it gave me an option in the attribute, okay, of the revolve. So I can change this with the sweep. Okay, maybe I can make a chair or something like that. Okay, like somebody can sit over here, it's a chair. Or I can use and change it to linear. It will look like something like this kind of a like a bowl, or I want it to be a smoother bowl. Other than that, the Nurbs creates a history, and that history is very helpful, because if you will see here, we have our original curve and it have the new revolve surface. Now if I will go to the curve original one, I can still change this original curve and it will change the revolve surface. So I can right click here, go to control vertices, and I can take these vertices and I can tweak them. Like suppose I will take this one. Okay, let me go to control vertices. Oops, not this one here. Okay, so basically what else I can do is that I can go to the modeling toolkit and I can choose the vertex here, because it is overlapping, so it is becoming a little hard for me. Then I can take any vertex of my curve and I can move around, and if you will see, the original curve is changing, but it is also changing my revolved surface. So this is how you can do these kind of changing as well. I can move it up or down, okay, or I can reshape anyways. Okay, if this seems very sharp to you, you can select this part. You can move it a little bit up. Okay, so let me turn on my let me turn off my grid mode, snapping grid here, so that I can smoothly work on it. So you can see it is moving up and down just like this one. Then I have one more here. Let me turn on my wireframe to better see. There's one more here down, so this one I can move it up. Okay, so with the help of the wireframe I can see the closer one, and you can see how this original curve changed and how the others is being made around it. So this is you know, a very fast way of modeling anything with these modifier when you apply it to the curves and other things. Okay, so you can move around whatever you want to do. If I move let me go to the object mode again. Oops. If I move it up or down, okay, you will notice that it is moving with the the surface curve is moving. So if I move it just like here or back forth, so it is reshaping because I'm moving the original curve. Okay, so this is how you do the like revolve, and you can apply revolve on different kind of like curves, and you can get different kind of results. So try different kind of like curves, shape them, and then try to apply revolve on it and experiment on what you can do. Now let's delete this one. I don't want it anymore. Now, apart from the revolve, we have another modifier which is Loft Modifier. So Loft Modifier, what it do is that it takes 2 to 3 different kind of closed shapes or curves. It have to be closed, and then it stretches across those and create a shape out of it. Let's see how to do that. So what I will do is that instead of the curves, I will simply take the circle shape over here. Okay, and let's reshape this so something else can be made out of it, like a different kind of shape. Let me make it okay. I right click here, go back to object mode. Then I can do one thing. I can press shift on my keyboard and move it so that the duplicate copy of it will move. Okay, and you can see it has been duplicated. Or I can press Control D to duplicate it, or go to edit and duplicate from here. Okay, or I can press shift on my keyboard and move it. Now this one I don't want to be exactly the same as what it is underneath, so I will change the vertices of these slightly, maybe make it a little smaller, and from here maybe a little bit fatter. Okay, and then again I will go back to object mode. Let me move it a little bit. Oops. Move it a little bit up. Okay. Let me make one more, last one, so we can have at least 3. Okay, this one I can make it bigger, and right click on it, control vertices. A little change I can do here. I can move it something like here, and this one I can move it here. Okay, and I'll go back to object mode and then deselect this. So when you go back to the object mode, you have to make sure the whole thing is green, because if some part of it is white, other part is green, that means the whole curve is not selected. So now order is very important when you're doing loft. So if I will select from top and go to bottom, so the loft will be done from top to bottom. And if I will select the one which is on the bottom, then press shift and then select on the top, so that means it is from bottom to top. So your settings will be accordingly. So I will select from bottom to top. So the top is green, that means this is the last one selected. Now I can do the loft from here. Okay, so we have the loft option here, I think somewhere here. Yeah, here it is. This is the loft, so you can click here, or we can go to our surfaces, and then here we can choose a loft as well. So we can go to the setting, or I'll just click the loft here. Okay, so you can see that it has created a pretty complex shape with the help of those three. It started from here and went to these sides. Okay, I can go to attribute editor, and I can see here I have 1, 2, 3 curve which was applied, and then accordingly I got this. I can you know, do different kind of settings. You can check all these, like I can do reverse curve 1 or reverse curve 3. Sometimes what happens, your curve is like reversed. Okay, so I will keep it auto reverse. I can close it, like it will be like, you know, inside out, so I don't want that. I can increase number of spans, so the quality increases, but I will keep it as it is. I don't want to change. Other than that, what I can do, I can go back to these curves, like I can click on this curve and I can move around these curves. Okay, I can reshape them just like this, and it will change my Nurbs model which is being created. Like suppose if I go to the second one, okay, right click, go to vertex, control vertex. Okay, let me do one thing here, because it's a little hard if you select these and then try to do control vertex. So you have to make sure you have to like you have to click on the like, you know, your curve, and then right click and go to vertex, control vertex. Otherwise it will select the whole object and it will give the control vertex for that. So now if I will change this one, you can see that it is changing the shape of these. So this is pretty much how you will get the result, and this is how it usually works. So I can click here, go back to object mode. So I hope you now you are familiar with the loft, and you can create different kind of shapes, and very interesting shapes with the help of the loft. So let's delete this here. Let's delete these as well. If you remember, when we were making curves, I told you about open and close. We can do the open and close with the Nurbs primitives also. Okay, like suppose if I will make a Nurbs cylinder. Okay, and let me do one thing here. I don't want the top, I don't want the bottom, so it will be opened over here just like this, just so that you can clearly understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, now suppose I don't want this to be complete a circle. Okay, what I want is that I want let me decrease this end sweep somewhere here. Okay, and you will notice that it's opened it. Now what I want to close it, but I don't want to close it as a circle. I want to just close it as a straight line. So I can do open and close on my Nurbs model as well, just like I did with the Nurbs curves. Okay, so now first thing what I need to do is that I have to right click on it. I have to go to the control vertex. Why I'm doing that? Just to know where is my V and where is my U. As I told you before, what is V and what is U? If I will zoom in, you can see that I have a V over here. You can see clearly there is a V here. V means the angle which is around it, like direction, the coordinates around it. Okay, so this is my V and this is my U. So why it is important to know your U and V? Let's see. If we don't know where is the U and where is the V, so we will not be able to close them correctly, because whenever we close, it asks where is the V and where is the U, like do you want to close the V or U? So in this case, this is the V, so V is around here. So obviously I want to close V. I don't want to close U because U is vertical over here. Okay, So now I will right click over here. I will go back to my object mode. As soon I will be in the object mode, and I know that my V is the one that has to be closed, that has to be closed. So I will go to the surfaces and I will go to my open and close to this box, and I will click on this box. So as soon as I will click on this box, it will ask me, what do you want to close, U or V? So in this case, I want to close V. So I will select the V. Rest of the other things, I will keep it as it is. I will not change any other thing. And I will press open close. And you will notice that it is closed now as a straight patch. So this is how you can close any NURB primitive, okay, in a way you want. Like if you don't want to close it in a circular form, you can close it in a straight form, in a straight patch, but you just need to know where is the U and where is the V. Now, as we know that we have Loft, we have Revolve, other thing we have is Planar. So let me delete this one and let's see what is Planar. Planar is basically whatever curve you draw, it converts that curve into a patch. Okay, but that curve have to be flat. Okay, by flat I will just explain you in a while. I will go to create and I will go to the curves. Okay, and I can choose any kind of curve. Maybe I will choose the EP curve here and start making a curve here on my screen. Okay. And it is open, so I will go back to my surfaces here, or curves here, and open close. Okay, I have to select, you have to select the whole thing. You have to be in the object mode in order to close it. So I will go here, close, and you can see it is closed. Okay, now this is flat. Flat means, if you will notice that there is no height to it. Okay, there is no vertex, vertex which is like kind of flying in the air like this. If it is something like this, that means it is not flat, so I cannot apply surface over it. Okay, let me go back to object mode, and I have to make sure everything is selected, because right now not the whole thing is selected, only one part is selected. So I have to click again so the whole thing is selected. Then I have to go to surfaces, then I have to go to planar settings, or directly planar, but let's see what we have in the planar settings. So in the planar settings, you can do the degree linear or cubic, so I will keep it cubic. Curve range, I can do complete or partial, so I don't want I want curves. Output geometry, you can have polygon, but I don't want polygon, I want NURB. Okay, and then I will just press the planar trim. So as soon I will do that, you will notice I have this planar trim on my screen. It's basically what it is, like a patch. Okay, so if let me hide the grid from here so you can clearly see. Now what it is basically is, if I right click over here, okay, and you will see that I have different kind of option now. I have trim edge also, I have object, I have like the same one as well. I have surface patch also. So if I go to hull, you can see that it is basically a planar, and over the planar the shape is kind of projecting. Okay, let me go back to control vertices, object mode. Now I will go to the curve again, the original curve here, and then this curve on the screen, I will go to the I will right click on it and I will go back to my control vertices, and if I move them around, so you can see here it is changing the shape of the patch as well. I'm not changing the shape of the planar trim surface. I'm not changing the shape of the newly made planar surface. I'm changing the shape of the curve. So you can see that how it is being changed. Okay. Now one more very important thing is that if I'm moving it on the surface just like this, so it will be fine. But as soon I will move it up this the vertex, as I told you before, it have to be flat, but if I will move it up, you will notice that it's not flat anymore, and I will not have my curve, so I will undo that. If you want to reshape that, if you want to give a height, don't give a height to the curve. You have to go to the planar surface, then right click, control vertex, and then these you can change it. Like, you know, you can make it 3D-ish, you can move it up, okay? You can select all of them or one of them, or it's up to you, whatever you want to select. So let me select all of them just like this. I can move it up, and you can see that it's kind of giving a very nice looking shape to it, okay? So you can make architectural models with the loft, with the planar surface, with the revolves. You can do so many things with the Nurbs, okay? They basically, it can be a very nice building or a stadium or sort of thing. I can make some buildings over here, like a cylinder over here. I can make windows out of it. So you can do so many things with it. It's like you can be kind of creative here, and you can do so many things with the help of this, okay? Let me go back to the object mode. I don't want this. I will delete this. Bring back my grid. Now let's see the other, which is extrude. And for the extrude, we actually need two objects. One is the guide path and one is the shape. We did the extrude in the polygonal modeling part, if you remember, when we were doing the mug. So the handle of the mug, I extruded with the help of a guide. So it is the same thing. So let's do it here with the help of Nurbs, okay? And pretty much it is the same kind of a like process. So what I need here is that, first of all, I need a curve, and then I need a shape. So I will take I will go to my orthographic and front. Okay, so let's make it like a curve first. So I will take my CV curve tool. I'll click here 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I will press enter on my keyboard. Okay, so if you want to make it smoother, because you can see it is a little bit jagged, so you can increase the number of the spans or whatever you you know, if you want to increase or decrease it. But I will keep it as it is because we're just doing the practice. So now I will go to the panel orthographic, and I will go to the top viewport just to make the shape. Okay, I will take this shape of the circle and I will make a circle here. Now I will go back to my perspective viewport, so that let's see what we have. Okay, so we have our guide. This is our guide. This is our shape. Now when you apply extrude, just like loft, the sequence of selection is very important. Okay, so whatever is your guide, it has to be selected in the end. So I have to select my shape first, and then I have to select my guide in the end. Okay, so now as I know the guide is green, it's being selected in the end. Now what I can do is that I have to go to the surfaces, then I will go to the extrude options here, or I can just press, but let's see what settings we do have. Okay, now we can convert this into a distance or flat or tube. We will see that later, but I will keep a tube. Okay, add profile, closes endpoint, complete output geometry. I want Nurbs, and everything I will keep as it is. Okay, and I will just simply press extrude. So as soon I will press extrude, you will see that I have that shape now extruded over this curve, but in the end result, it is not actually following what I want. It's kind of different. It's very offsetted, is huge, but we can simply fix that. If you will see, we have here now extrude surface history. So if you click on the extrude surface history, okay, or you can go here, extrude 1. So you can simply change the settings here. To fix this, first what we need to do is that we need to first activate the fixed path, we just have to click over here. Then we have to change the use component pivot. So we don't want the component pivot like closest at the endpoint of the path. We actually want the component pivot, which is basically our component, the whole area. Okay, so I will choose that, and now you can see it is completely following that. Now I can do other kind of things. Suppose I don't want it to be a tube, I want it to be a distance. It will be applied on the shape itself. I don't if I want it to be flat, so here it will be fine, and then here it becomes flat, and then it becomes fine here as well. Okay, so I can keep it like a tube. Okay, I can rotate. Okay, so you can see it is rotating, and it also increasing the number of steps, or you can see the segments, or like patches or edge loops, and I can scale it up or down. Okay, I will keep it as it is. I don't want to change it. Okay, I will keep it 100%. Okay, so this is how you will get you can change the things, and you can see what is your profile curve and what is your path curve. You can change one of these if you want, or I can go to any one of these two, my guide or my shape, and if I will change this, like suppose if I will try to increase this, you can see the result reflects on my on the extrude. Okay, so this is how I can change it later on as well. Okay, I can go to my curve, and let's go to the modeling kit and turn on the vertices here. Now my vertices is on, so I can take my move tool and I can move around my curves. Okay, and then I can do so many changes here as well. What I can do is that I can go in the set attributes, like setting of my curve. Okay, like I'm in the curve is like curve shape. Okay, and I can do some kind of settings here, like if I want to make it bigger or smaller or whatever I want, I can do some kind of more like these kind of settings here. So this is how you can work on these modifiers. You can work on the Loft, Planar, Revolve, or Extrude. So next class we will move to the other parts. We will dig deep more into the Nurbs modeling, and we will see how we can refine Nurb models. So I hope you have understood important things from this lesson, and our next lesson will be in the next class. So please subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon, and share my channel to others so everyone can gain from this like these lessons. There will be a couple of other lessons coming up in future. Keep supporting. Also visit my website, and see you guys in the next class. Thanks for watching, and thanks a lot for liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. So your support means a lot to me, and this will encourage me to create more and more different tutorials and bonus videos also. So stay tuned also for my bonuses videos. I will be uploading some bonuses video related to visual effects, related to UX and UI design, and editing and photography, and so many other things, as like so many other areas as well. So see you guys in the next class. Take care and have a safe day.